A couple summers ago, I was doing stand-up comedy. I wanted to find a place where I could do some. There was a place called Here on Earth. It was an after-hours club. They were selling beer. They let people smoke pot. The government didn't like that too much, eh? No license or anything. I called them up. They said, well, we're shutting down. We're sitting here contemplating shutting down. Liquor Control Board shut us down last 4 weekends running. We're running out of money. I'm like, I'll be right down there. I got down there, looked through the income, looked through their Liquor Control Act, wrote a letter, sent it off, said open up next weekend. We opened up next weekend, liquor control inspectors out in the alley. They have no power over unlicensed establishments, none whatsoever. I pointed that out to them. So they came with the property use. They put a notice right on the door. Notice this. I ripped it right down, wrote on the back, notice this. Gave it back to them. They came back next with first it was property use, then business bylaw. Where's your business license? You have no notice. Here, now I do. Notice this. Then they came back with the fire department. Fire department, we love you. You're going to keep us safe. Come on. Hey, how much is this going to cost us? They're like, oh, no, they're paying for it. Okay, just we don't want any contract with you, or we'll pay for it, but don't go hooping us. The marshal, he came in, replaced that one exit light. He ends up, he's in the alley, and he's telling the guy, I'm not getting involved in your politics. It's safe, and that's it. He walks off. Took me 4 weeks. I got the police officers to a point where they would come to the door, knock on the door, identify themselves as peace officers. We would invite them in merely to keep the peace. They would do a little walk around, then they leave. Thanks, Rob. Thanks, officers. Have a great day. People thought I was paying off the cops. All I was doing was educating them, asking them the right questions. And at one point, while I'm in this process, a squad car comes up. I'm in the alley. I'm having a smoke. And squad car comes up, says, what's happening in there? I said, oh, it's a celebration of life. And they said, well, do you have a permit for that? I said, we need a permit to celebrate life? The guy, it was a girl driving and then a guy in the other thing, and she says, well, people are breaking the law in there. I said, well, what do you mean? Well, they're smoking pot. We have reports that they're smoking pot in there. I said, so? I said, that's against the law. What law? The Controlled Drugs and Substance Act. I'm like, the Controlled Drugs and Substance Act is a statute. You're failing to distinguish between statute and law. That's gross negligence. It's equaling to fraud. When your actions interfere with my rights or my comfort, you're being a nuisance, and that's an offense under Section 1. Okay, see ya. Come back later. You start pointing out the things, as long as you're treating them with a certain amount of dignity, because you are recognizing them as human beings, they don't care. They've got better things to do than to try to be your master and to get you into the position of slave. Do we have a little film?
Ready?
Okay, folks, what's your name there?
Nicholas.
Nicholas, you're a Canadian?
Yes, I am.
Okay, you've heard of the Income Tax Act?
Yep.
Okay, I'd like to show you a piece of paper, and on that paper is Section 238, subsection 1 of the Income Tax Act. Okay. It's one of your laws. This is what the government can use. I want you to read that and tell me whether or not you understand it.
Okay. Every person who has failed to file or make a return as and when required by or under this Act or a regulation, or who has failed to comply with subsection 116 brackets 3, comma, 127 brackets 3.1, or 127 brackets 3.2, comma, 147.1, comma, or bracket 7, or 153 brackets 1, comma, any of sections 230. See, already this shit is garbage. 230 to 232, or a regulation made under subsection 147.1, brackets 18, or with an order made under subsection 238, brackets 2, is guilty of an offense, and, comma, in addition to any penalty otherwise provided, comma, is liable on summary conviction to A, a fine of not less than $1,000 and not more than $200 or $25,000, or B, both the fines described in paragraph 238, brackets 1A, and imprisonment for a term not exceeding 12 months.
Let me ask you this now, Nicholas.
Okay.
Do you understand what you just read?
Look how long this thing is. You see how long it takes me to read this garbage? This here is garbage.
Is that your law?
Did I make this law?
Yeah.
Should I be expected to comply with this kind of thing?
So do you understand it?
No.
Here, does this help? That's a diagram.
Of what I'm looking at there?
Yeah, hold that up to the camera.
Good luck, boss.
And
how is this meant to be explaining anything? How anybody supposed to realize what this is? Unless them have X amount of thousands of hours in law. Like, come on. What is this?
So basically 238.1, is that within, is this right here, within what you would call community standards?
Community standards?
Yeah, if somebody in your family or your friend came up with a...
No, if you go out into the general community, which are, you know, the police are supposed to be policing the general community, so they know who we're talking about too. You go out into the general community, they don't understand this. Unless they sit down and like...
Do you see right here where it says you can be thrown in jail?
Yeah, no, I see that. Imprisonment.
So if you don't understand this, do you think you should be thrown in jail for not understanding that?
Of course not.
Have you ever met anyone who would be able to understand this?
Well, there's you, and...
No, I don't understand it. I can draw a diagram, but understanding it is even beyond me.
This is something different, man, because this is a diagram to a next diagram to a next diagram. Some of them things is connected, and some of them things is not connected. And I thought the law was supposed to be a whole thing. I thought, you know, like there's supposed to be a book or something about the law.
And don't you think the law should be understandable?
It should be. Well, I mean, it's supposed to be us who create the law.
So do you understand this? Do you understand Section 238?
This is not for the comprehension of everybody, the lay person.
Are you a stupid man?
No, I don't feel like I'm a stupid person. Like
so should anybody ever be charged under 238.1, in your opinion, as a member of the community?
As a member of the community, and as a member here, as a Canadian citizen, this law should be made more understanding, and nobody could be expected to come under the imprisonment for something that they don't understand.
So imprisoning someone for that, do you think that would be just?
No, that's not just. That's totally unjust. Totally unjust.